Hi, I know it's been a while since we last done a video. We're both well, Darcy's here and well, do you want to say hi for your video? No? I want to get back into, doing regular updates and stuff, and just haven't had the time recently, and I've been enjoying with just, my time with my children, family, and little Darcy. Mwah. Haven't we? I wanted to do this update actually because, as everyone that follows us knows, Darcy suffers with UTIs, and I've been doing a lot of research and had a lot of wanting to be able to stop these UTIs, because I don't believe in using antibiotics for everything all the time. Antibiotics, don't get me wrong, are essential and brilliant medicines that save lives, but continuous use of antibiotics obviously affects things like gut flora and stuff, and I think it's important to try and, if you can, find a medicine that does the least, but gets the results wanted, as in doesn't sort of affect the person that much and doesn't do things like kill gut flora and stuff over long periods of time. And with Darcy having so many UTIs and stuff, the constant use of antibiotics was becoming a sort of concern. She's always on probiotics because we always want to replace any gut flora, and she's always on her vitamins and stuff. But we came across D-Mannose, and there's very little there's very little research out there to read that's kind of helpful in our scenario. So we've been sort of experimenting with a bit here and there, and what we found is, originally when she was ill with UTI, I started giving her 250 milligrams. What is wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want that? She's just being Darcy. Do you want me to get you something? You want my phone? You can hold this bottle for a minute. Do you want this bottle? You're going back for your mirror. Okay, yeah, so when she had UTIs, I started off by trying her with 250 milligrams alongside of antibiotics for treatment. It is mentioned on various things like Great Ormond Street's website, so I did know that it's safe for children. It's just hard to find any dosage information. It's a natural sugar, and what it does is, when you take it, the body doesn't metabolize it, and it passes through, and the bacteria sticks to the sugar rather than affecting the bladder, and it sticks to the sugars and just passes out in the urine. I know, I'm telling them. Yeah, obviously there's, you have to be careful because there's obviously concerns of anything that comes out in urine about whether or not it can affect kidneys or not. And also you can get It is a natural sugar, so you'd obviously have to take into consideration spikes in sugars. Obviously, I'm not saying to everyone do this. It's not medical advice. I'm just saying, I'm just relaying what me and Darcy have been doing here. So yeah, I used 250 milligrams to start with alongside antibiotics when she had an active UTI, and it didn't seem to do anything, or would still have reoccurrence, and then it'd end up changing antibiotic and reoccurrence, changing antibiotic and doing that. She's just had another UTI, and we've done the same. She had an antibiotic. I can't remember which one. She has so many. I think it's nitrofurantoin first, and that seemed to be working, but like normal, it never really clears everything up. There's always a bit of a trace there, and I gave it a 250 milligrams again. It's very important, actually, that I feel it's very important things like that are weighed out properly. So I've got a very sort of fine weighing scale for smaller than gram sizes. So it's 0.25 of a gram, and she seemed to be just the same. And then I decided to try 500 milligrams, so half a gram, 0.5. And that's when things changed. So I gave her, in that whole day, I gave her the 250 milligrams. We have our own test strips and that, and the leukocytes were shown as the highest colour, and there was evidence of blood on the test strips in her urine. So we gave her the 250 milligrams alongside her last dose of antibiotics, and that was it. But then later that night, at midnight, I decided to try... Was it at midnight? Yeah, I decided to try a higher dose of D-Mannose, and I gave her a 500 milligram dose. And then 4 hours later at 4 a.m, I gave her another 500 milligram dose. And then midday, so what's that, 8 hours later, she had another 500 milligram dose. I tested her urine then with the test strip, and it was completely clear and negative of anything. And I've decided that from all my research on this myself, I'm going to start using a 250 milligram dose twice a day for a prophylactic as well. It'll be alongside her normal prophylactic, but so far it's really promising. And like I said, this is not any sort of medical advice or anything like that. I'm just relaying what we've been doing and the results we've been having with it, because Darcy has an extremely bad sort of problem with UTIs, and she's had so many in her life, just one after the other, and it's just non-stop. And it's I don't think we've ever seen a clear test strip like that, so we're really confident and positive about this, and hopefully just sharing this information, it might help someone else out there who's at their wits' end with UTIs and wants to try and make life a little bit easier. So yeah, this is just a UTI update. We'll come back with more future videos. We'll be back with some updates. We've got so much to share and talk about, and yeah, we're doing well at the moment. Not bad. Hopefully hopefully we can have less UTIs, and we will be reporting on that. I did note actually one side effect is she did have looser stool, so a bit of diarrhea was caused. So yeah, like if anything, anything natural like that, you just have to sort of be careful and try it in small amounts. But so far so good. Clear test strip. Let's hope we can keep her UTI free. We'll see. But yeah, she's getting a bit ratty, so I'm going to go and move her into a stander now because it's about that time. But yeah, from us, catch you on the next video.